Hello guys, it is Nikki, and today I am vlogging again because I'm about to do something really exciting but also mildly impulsive and kind of reckless. So I thought I had to bring you along.
Hi.
Right now I'm about to drive from Houston, where I live, to College Station, where my sister goes to college, because we are getting tattoos today. My sister has never gotten a tattoo before. She's 19. I think. We've been talking about doing this forever. We were gonna make it a whole big thing on her 18th birthday, but COVID and whatnot. But now is finally the time. We're just gonna do it. It's a random Friday, and she's like, dude, just drive to College Station. Let's just do it today. So I'm not totally sure what she's getting yet, but I know what I'm getting. I've been thinking about what I'm going to get for a while now. For several months, I've wanted to get this specifically, but what the actual tattoo is has meant a lot to me for a really long time, and I know that it's something that's always gonna mean a lot to me. Not that every tattoo has to mean anything. I have so many tattoos, most of them not meaning anything at all, but this one in particular is one that really actually touches me super deep, and I'm excited to have it on me forever and always look at it. And it just so happens to be for my favorite book, which is why I'm bringing you guys along with me today. I'm gonna be super annoying, and I'm gonna not tell you what it is right now, and I just wanna bring you along throughout the day. I'm gonna try to get my sister to film me getting it actually done, and then afterwards I'm gonna go home. I'll show it to you, I'll talk about the meaning, reveal the book, all those things. But yeah, I thought it would be fun. So let's go. Guys, I am home now, so it is time to reveal the tattoo to you. I'm blowing this way out of proportion and stretching it out way too long for no reason, but this is it. I'm gonna put in a little video clip a day or two from now, because right now I have it covered in wrap and you literally can't even see what's underneath it. But here's a video or a picture or something, maybe both. It's simply the word oblivion, and I'm sure you're just like, what is this? What did I watch however many minutes of this video for? Let me explain. My favorite book of all time, for going on probably like 8, 9, maybe even 10 years at this point now, is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. I don't care if this book was like the book of Tumblr back in 2013. That means nothing to me. This book holds such a special place in my heart, and you guys might honestly be surprised by that, because this is really not like a lot of the other books I read, but this book, start to finish, is my entire heart and soul. Like, it is a romance, and it's very cute in that way, but like, there is no other book on this planet that has made me think more about life, think more about what is important, literally put myself in check. Like, I have read this book probably 4 or 5 times, and every single time I have read it, I have bawled my eyes out. I have sat there and felt like I am ready to be a new woman. Like, it just, every time it hits over and over again, and I love it so much. Obviously spoilers are gonna be talked about here. If you haven't read this book yet, I really can't help you. Maybe go read it and then come back to this. But basically, I got the word oblivion from this book because in this story, we follow Hazel. Hazel is a teenager with cancer, and she basically goes to this cancer support group every week. And one week she shows up, and there is this new guy there that she has never seen before. Very tall, very handsome. She's very confused. His name is Augustus, and whenever the support group leader goes around the circle and has everyone introduce themselves like he does every week, when they reach Augustus, he introduces himself and he explains that he is recovered from cancer, he's in remission, and he is here with his best friend for support. After he introduces himself, the support group leader asks Augustus if he has any fears, and he simply replies with, "I fear oblivion." And kind of later on in the book, as he elaborates on that more, he pretty much explains that he always feels like he is a person that was meant to be special. He was meant to be somebody, he feels that he's supposed to leave something behind, and basically his biggest fear is the idea that he won't get to do that, that he won't get to leave an impact on this earth. He won't be remembered by people. And it's not even necessarily like he needs to be famous. It's just the idea that like his life is supposed to mean something. And from the very first time I read that line and I read this book, like I have never related to a character more. My family knows this, my closest friends know this. I am a person that is like very hard on myself. Like I don't know what it is. I've always felt that same way as Augustus. Like I've always just felt like I'm supposed to do something or I'm supposed to be somebody, and I want to accomplish so many things in life, and I just want to, I don't know, leave something behind where people remember who I am, something that brings people joy. I don't know. I have had this never-ending fear since literally the age of 12 of like aging, getting older, dying, like feeling like I'm missing out on things. And it's something that I have stressed about literally in high school. Like I've always been planning out every second of my life and just making sure I'm hitting these milestones and these markers and stressing out that I'm not doing enough. Like I'm always comparing myself to other people, and that's something that I've really gotten better about in the last few years. But kind of every 6 months I find myself coming back to like a little mini breakdown of, oh my God, like I'm 24 now and I still feel like I haven't, you know, done X, Y, and Z. And I just basically, that line from the beginning, just him simply saying that, I completely related to that. The fear of oblivion is something I relate to, and it scares the ever-living hell out of me, the idea that I could just, you know, that my life isn't gonna go the way that I want it to, which in reality is an insane thought, because obviously nothing ever goes the way we think it's going to, but it's still difficult. Anyways, so after Gus makes this sort of confession in the support group, the leader asks if anybody would like to speak to that, and Hazel immediately raises her hand and she pretty much says, I think your fear is ridiculous because oblivion is inevitable. Basically, we're all gonna die. At some point, nobody's gonna remember who anybody is. If you fear that, it's pretty much a waste of your time and you need to just go on with your life. Things happen, blah, blah, blah. And so that's kind of the point where Hazel and Gus have their introduction. They meet. After that, they slowly kind of form a friendship, form a bond, later becomes something more. Hazel and Gus end up having this totally whirlwind, butterfly-inducing, goosebump-filled, adventurous, wholesome, adorable romance that I still think about so often. Just the first time I read it, I just like, I fell in love with Augustus so hard. Like I cannot even explain. They bonded so much and they really saw each other for who they were, and it just was everything I could ever imagine wanting in a partner. And again, spoiler alert, about 2/3 of the way through the book, after both of them are well in love with each other and so many things have happened, it is revealed that Gus's cancer has come back in full force, and basically he's not gonna make it. And things very quickly go downhill for him. Hazel stays by his side through all of it. She stays really positive, but Gus is having a really hard time. And this big kind of moment happens towards the end of the book where Gus is just like super down. He's really not doing well mentally and physically. And Hazel's kind of like, what's wrong? Well, like, what are you thinking about? And he says oblivion again. So he's just thinking about, you know, here I was. This was my biggest fear, was that I wasn't gonna get to be something. People weren't gonna get to remember me. Like I thought that I was gonna be special and I was gonna do all these things and be a name that people knew, but I'm just gonna be a 17-year-old kid that dies of cancer that nobody's gonna remember. And it just like literally, I don't think I've ever bawled my eyes out so hard. But he's really upset over this, and Hazel just gets absolutely furious at him. She's like, Gus, I don't understand what your obsession is with everybody knowing you. Isn't it more important that I know you, that your family knows you? Because we're all you've got at the end of the day, and you've got this life and you've got this limited time, and you're basically spending every second of it wishing that you had more and wishing that you could be more and letting your life just pass you by. And it was just such a like monumental moment that really kind of stuck with me. obviously, because I felt the need to get the word freaking tattooed on my wrist for the rest of my life. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I mean, we know that Gus ends up passing away, in fact, and the whole point of the book is that you don't have control over life and things happen, but that doesn't mean you should keep yourself from taking risks and falling in love. And that's the whole thing too. Like, Augustus ends up kind of admitting that, because like even though his time with Hazel was so short, like, she made Oblivion feel okay. And that's just the whole point. Like, that's just what I want. I want to live a life, have a love, act in a way that makes Oblivion feel not so scary, but also at the end of the day, it's a reminder that Oblivion is inevitable and we're all gonna freaking die, and there's no point in me stressing over everything that happens in my life, everything I'm not doing, everything that I could be doing, everything that I could be doing better or differently. Just let the days come as they may, because you never freaking know what's gonna happen. And that was my probably 10-minute long explanation of this singular word I got tattooed on me. It looks so awful, I promise. Again, picture. It's cute. I love it. He did such a good job of getting the lines straight and everything like that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't read The Fault in Our Stars, I literally just spoiled the whole thing for you, but go freaking read it. It is like the one book that I think every person on this planet needs to read. I have a lot of other tattoos, so this wasn't like the first one I ever got. I'm not a person that gets like super obsessed with the meaning of tattoos or anything like that. This is just the one that I have that really does touch me. I'm very weird about words. I don't like word tattoos usually because I feel like you just constantly read it over and over, so I knew like I was never gonna get words on me unless they like really hit home, meant something, and there's like nothing I can imagine that could hit more home than this. But I was gonna say, I have other tattoos. If you guys would like me to do like a tattoo tour or something, that could be kind of fun, kind of different. But yeah, that is it for me today. If you guys have any bookish tattoos, please literally tell me about it. I think that they're so interesting. I love bookish tattoos. There's so many other books that I love that I wish I could like think of something to get tattooed for them. I don't know, maybe one day. But yeah, that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to y'all very soon. Bye.